Once again, it's me, Motormouth, DJ Motormouth. This is 3 Second Tan. And I got something I want to get off my chest. So many people, they look at me, I'm in my early 30s. People say, you watch wrestling? Like it's frowned upon. Like it's some crazy, oh my gosh, you're a big kid. Or like, why is it wrong to watch wrestling? Everybody used to watch wrestling when they were younger. Okay, they stopped watching it. And when people tell me, why do you watch wrestling? I say, look, man, you used to love wrestling, right? Yeah. Okay, I guarantee. Why don't you try watching 4 Monday Night Raws in a row? Get familiar with the characters. Get familiar with storylines. You end up picking guys you like. You say, okay, I like that guy. I don't like him. I like that guy. And you're gonna find a guy you like. You're gonna find guys that you hate. And you're gonna, see the storyline. You're gonna look at it different this time because you're not a kid and you know it's fake, supposedly. But if you watch Raw 4 weeks in a row and then catch that pay-per-view that was built up, you'll be hooked. You'll be hooked again. That's what I want to tell all those people. That's what I tell people when they say, "Oh, you watch wrestling? Why? It's fake." Ha 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 ha. Which leads me to this. Is wrestling fake? Me? No. No, wrestling is not fake. It's real. It's real, I say. NBA, NFL, MLB, NHL, all those guys, they get breaks. They get to rest their body and, for 4 or 5 months straight. They don't really have to get in the weight room as much as wrestlers do. So wrestlers are probably in better shape than any athlete that plays professional sports. They do this year round. They're very athletic. You know what I mean? Yeah, they get on the mic and they pretend like they're mad at you. Okay, of course they're not mad at each other, but that's the entertainment part of wrestling. Of course they don't punch each other in the face most of the time. Sometimes they do. If wrestling is fake, then how come there's so many injuries? Seth Rollins was the face. He was on his way to becoming, on some epic stuff coming from Rollins until he got hurt. A lot of athletes, a lot of wrestlers get hurt. They're athletes. So if you're an athlete, then you play some type of sport. In high school and college, wrestling is a sport. They don't say, "Oh, wrestling is fake," it's entertainment. In high school and wrestling, you get medals in Olympics. They have Olympic wrestling. Wrestling is not fake. It's scripted entertainment. Yes, it is pro wrestling because these guys are pros. Me and you can't go in the ring and do what they do. Jumping off the top of a rope, doing a backflip. The sequences that they do to end the match and, bring some drama into it and make it look so crisp. These guys go on Monday Night Raw live and they have to put on a show. Matches, a good match on Raw might be 15 minutes, 10 minutes, depending on who's fighting. Or, depending on who's fighting. But matches usually are about maybe 5, 10, 15 minutes long. These guys go out there every week. Probably like 4 times a week they go out there. But only 2 of them are televised. Raw and SmackDown. They go out there. They get on the mic. They don't screw up and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, let me do that over." No, it's live. They're doing it live, man, off the rip, man. freestyling. And when they wrestle, there's no botches, no bloopers. You know, they do everything so crisp. And you gotta respect that, man. You don't have to watch it, but you have to respect what they do, going out there on live TV and making it look so perfect. You know, there's a lot to go into it, man. These guys get injured. You know, they have to be out 6 to 8 months. Look what happened to Rollins. He was the championship on his way to the top, but he got injured. They had to give the belt to somebody else. He's back now, so hopefully they give him the belt ASAP, immediately, like right now, tomorrow, pronto. Seth Rollins will have the belt, and he's gonna bring WWE back. So I want to tell everybody to stop saying wrestling is fake, because it's not. It's scripted television. Some people say it's a soap opera for grown. It's a wrestling soap opera. Okay, maybe. What makes wrestling entertainment is the promos, the entrances, you know, the pose, you know, the facial expressions when they get on the mic and they say something funny, or you know, they laugh. You know, some of them are gimmicks, the gimmicks. But like I told you, man, the sport part of wrestling, their ability to come out there in the best shape, put on a show, risk their body every time they step into a ring. They could get injured, break their neck, break their arm, concussions. That happens a lot. Look what happened to Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan was on his way to the. He was at the top, but he could have been way more, man. That salute to Daniel Bryan for what he was able to do. He was the underdog, and he came out on top, and he left on top. Which I hope, if Daniel Bryan ever listens to this, you left out, you came as the underdog, and you left on top. You know, you had closure. But like I said, you gotta respect what these guys do, man, on a day-to-day basis. It's very exciting and it's very fun to watch. So I kind of get offended with people. You don't have to like wrestling. You don't have to watch it. But don't look at me with a crazy face, or look at me like I'm not, like, oh, I'm not a grown, oh, this little kid shit. Oh, come on, man. Grow up, man. Grow up. I can watch whatever I want. And so can you. But like I said, if you watch wrestling like you used to, you'll get back into it. That's why I wanted to bring up this discussion about, is wrestling real or is it fake? Is it pro wrestling or is it entertainment? It's a little bit of both. It's entertainment, but it's wrestling. These guys wrestle. They wrestle. They're not in there dancing. You know? It's a sport. You play sports. Wrestling is one of, is one of them that they name. Vince McMahon just added the entertainment part to it, which is why he's a genius and also why he's a multi-billionaire. His daughter, his son, they're going to inherit WWE when he passes. Triple H, man, did he strike gold or what? He married a billionaire babe, has billionaire babies, a billionaire father-in-law, a billionaire brother-in-law, and hey man, he better not cheat or get caught cheating on Stephanie McMahon, because hey, that's a golden ticket right there. He got that golden ticket. But I digress. Wrestling is not fake. You just have to appreciate the art of it. A match goes on, they get in the ring, they know exactly what to do, when to do it, how to do it, when they jump off the rope or they land on their back, they sell it, you know. It's like chemistry. They have chemistry. Basketball teams have chemistry. Football teams have chemistry. Wrestling is chemistry. You got to think about that. Yeah, they don't have records, which they do hold records, but it's not big deal, you know. If you really want to know a wrestler's record, you can actually go back and find out how many wins and how many losses he's had in his career. But that's not really a focal point for WWE. Which to me, I would actually like if they started holding records and announcing those and showing it, you know, under the wrestler's name when he comes out, show his record, and you know, kind of bring that into it. That way, you know, it means more. Like it means, let's say a guy won 49 matches and always going for his 50th win. I think that would be cool. I think WWE should add the records to wrestlers' records, you know. But I don't know. I guess that's a different subject. But you can't just dismiss wrestling just because you think it's fake. I mean, come on. If you're watching Love and Hip Hop or the Real Housewives of Atlanta, then come on. You're kidding me, right? You rather watch that garbage than to watch some awesome entertainment, which we call pro wrestling, real sport. Come on, guys. I know a lot of you are with me. I want to hear some feedback. Is wrestling real or is it fake? Is it pro wrestling or is it sports entertainment? Drop comments. Go ahead and like this video and definitely subscribe to it. We have more videos coming. This is DJ Motormouth. You know, I hold back for nothing. I never bite my tongue. That's where I got the name Motormouth from. So I want everybody to think about that and share this video, man, because I want everybody to know that wrestling isn't going anywhere. It's been around for think of it's been around forever, and it's not going nowhere. It's the Raw Monday Night Raw is the longest um, running show in television history. Come on, like that's no fluke right there. If wrestling was fake, then people wouldn't watch it or they wouldn't care about it. But even though you say it's quote unquote fake, it's a $1 billion industry and it's a well-oiled machine. And you gotta give props where props are due. Stop hating on wrestling. Stop hating. Wrestling is cool. It's cool. Jeez. Are y'all gonna get it through your thick heads or what? Where my wrestling fans at? I need to know because I feel like I'm the only one and I'm talking to myself. But yeah, I wanna thank everybody for listening. I need some subscribers as we get this show off the ground. Like I said, we're building it from the ground up, and I want I want it to be a big thing. So follow us on our Twitter accounts. Follow our Twitter at 3second10 and at iblogwwe, and send us your feedback there. What do you think? Is wrestling real or is it fake? I gotta know, cause I'm losing sleep over this question. I lose sleep every night. No, I'm just kidding. But for real, is it? Come on. If you think it's fake, cool. But you still watch it, right? I know like supposedly it's fake, but I'll watch it. because it's great. It's great entertainment, and I love it. Wrestling is awesome, So I would just hope that some people get it and they take my advice, watch 4 Monday Night Raws, and then watch that following pay-per-view, and you'll be hooked. You'll be a wrestling fan again. Trust me, it'll happen. It happened to me. I love sports, and it was a very slow month for sports. I forgot. I think my team got eliminated from the playoffs, or it was off season for the Texans. I don't know what was going on, but there was no basketball, no football, no baseball, and then I'm like, geez, what am I gonna watch? And then here's my dad. My dad loves wrestling. He's been watching wrestling for years, and I'm like, oh God. So my brothers, me, my brother, and my dad, they're watching wrestling. I'm like, man, me and my sister-in-law, my brother's wife watches wrestling, you know. And it's just like I was like, all right, let me check it out. I'll watch, and I watched the Raw. It didn't do nothing for me the first time. I checked it out again. I was like, okay, I'll watch it again. I was like, oh, that's the guy. And I'm asking my brother, who's that guy? What's his name? What's his name? Is he, and then I just I picked up on it real quick. I picked up the terminology, the pop, the heels, babyface, kayfabe. I learned about all of that just real quick on the fly. I don't know. I just picked it up so easily, and then I forgot. I think I don't know. I was at my brother's, and it was after WrestleMania, I believe, and I watched that following Raw, and then I was just like, I don't know. I got it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna start watching this every week. So, and then Seth Rollins came out, and I was like, that's the guy. He's the one. And I was like, soon I picked Rollins as soon as I saw him. I was like, okay, that's the one, man. And eventually he ended up being the one. I called that. And my brother will tell you that. He was, yeah, because I called, I was like, that's the guy right there. I don't know, I just saw it in him. He had that it factor. I saw Roman. I said, yeah, he had the it factor too, but I'm done with Roman for now until something different happens with him. But yeah, that's pretty much the topic for today. I wanted to talk about wrestling and how it's real to some people, how it's fake. Little kids still think it's real. That's why they have blood capsules with fake blood. Little kids, it just makes it look better. We know it's not, and a lot of people look at it like, oh, look at it, bad gimmicks. That makes wrestling look bad when people come out there with these stupid gimmicks like Tyler Breeze. You know, yeah, tag him up with Fandango to come up with some Zoolander type stuff, which is what might actually work. But yeah, I think the wrestlers with the gimmicks, and if you just a casual, you're flipping channel surfing and you end up seeing running into Monday Night Raw and you see a guy like Tyler Breeze or you know Gold Dust come out, you can be like, what the f is this? But you know, not all of them have gimmicks. John Cena, that's not a gimmick, it's him. AJ Styles, no gimmick, it's him. Seth Rollins, Seth motherfucking Rollins, it's him. You know what I mean? Dean Ambrose, that's him. Kevin Owens, that's him. They're not acting, they're no gimmicks. They don't have paint on their face. Like the Ultimate Warrior had paint on his face, but you loved him. That was a gimmick. Hogan was a gimmick, and y'all adored him until he started dropping the N bomb, you know? So, hey, man, just, I don't know. I'm trying to encourage people to start watching wrestling again. People my age. That way I could talk to them about it, because the only person I can talk to about wrestling is my brother. Nobody else watches it in my circle. So that's why me and my brother came up with the show, the 3 Second Ten, because we're not able to talk about wrestling with anybody else. So we decided to create this podcast and talk to you guys out there. So yeah, thank you, man. Thank you for supporting us, and yeah, let's start a movement. Let's start a movement called Wrestling is Real. Hashtag Wrestling is Real. And let's get that going. So, hey man, I don't know what else to tell these people because they're missing out. It's their loss. It's their loss. You know? But oh well. It's more for us. You know? Like I said, even though I started watching wrestling again, start last year, my brother, I got the network, and I went back and I watched everything. I watched almost every pay per view, you know, like the eras that I missed. I went back and I watched those. So I would say I'm caught up and I'm knowledgeable about those. But I really do regret missing the CM Punk era. I wish I was there for that because I probably would have been a huge CM Punk fan when I first started going through the archives watching CM Punk. I didn't like him, but then the more matches I saw him, I said, "Oh wow, CM Punk is oh wow, yeah, that guy got it, man." I love CM Punk, and I really wish he does make a comeback one day because he needs to. Again, CM Punk, not a gimmick. You know, there's some gimmicks. The Undertaker was a gimmick that worked. That was probably one of the only gimmicks. That was like the best gimmick in WWE history. The Undertaker. He still does it. You know, Bray Wyatt's gimmick is great. He looks like he's gonna be the next. You know, he's gonna be the next Undertaker. He just has to drop the Wyatts, man. He needs to come out there alone, or am I wrong? What do you think about Bray? Should he drop the Clan? You think he's better off with the Clan, or should he just go back and be a solo guy? You know, he still does still does what he does, but just by himself because Bray Wyatt needs a belt. He hasn't won a WrestleMania, and he has never had a belt, which is that's ludicrous to me because he's probably one of the best wrestlers on the roster. But I digress. I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. Seth Rollins is going to make WWE cool again. He's going to bring it back. And there is a new era in WWE. Definitely a new era. They have a lot of guys who can put on main event matches. And I really think that's the reason why they're doing the brand extension because they're going to end up calling more guys from NXT. And, and those guys are going to, they already have large followings from NXT and they already have names. Their names hold weight. So now we're going to have Monday Night Raw and Tuesday SmackDown with a lot of good wrestling. There's definitely a new era with Shane McMahon coming back and having a large say in what goes on. And he was probably the mastermind during the Attitude Era. Him and Vince. Who knows? I think Shane probably was the reason why the Attitude Era was so big. He seems like a very intelligent, smart guy. Um, so if they're not, like I said, if they're not watching wrestling now, they will. They're gonna end up having to watch wrestling because they're gonna see it all over, the news feeds and people they don't even follow, and they're gonna end up seeing stuff about wrestling, and it's gonna be Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, Roman Reigns. Help me out here. Who else do we have? Enzo Amore is gonna blow up. That guy is gonna be here, man. Just wait on it. Just wait till he loses Big Cass and he goes solo. I think he's gonna do much, man. He's gonna do some big things. He's a player. The New Day, they're not going nowhere, even though they're a gimmick that worked. They started, it didn't work, and they kept going. Now everybody's on their side. The New Day, they can't do nothing wrong. You know what I mean? And they have a lot of good um, characters and a lot of good people who can do promos. And that's what's gonna bring wrestling back. Good wrestling, good promos, and good characters. You know what I mean? And come on, there's no stopping it, man. So if you don't watch wrestling now, pay per view. There's 12 pay per views a year. You better get on the ball and start watching. Start watching them. You know, get the network. It's only $9.99, and you get to watch the stuff you used to watch. You used to watch wrestling back then. We can go back and watch those. Um, yeah, man. Like I said, it's a new era. Seth Rollins is back. SummerSlam is coming up, and then who knows what's gonna happen. That's just, gotta trust the process and just sit back and watch the story unfold. Well, I guess that's all I got for you today. This is the 3 second 10. I'm out.